Hi, welcome to the first Poxi Games live stream. If you're watching this after it's live, um, just check the logs chat to see what got updated. And I'll be assisted with the Poxi Games dev Lolo guy. So if you have any questions
Wow, that's
along,
that's me.
if you have any questions along the line, ask him and send it to chat. So we'll be covering three main aspects: the mini games, more info, and then history. And at the end, if you guys can, we'll play some of the mini games. So I'll be explaining what Poxi Game is. So Poxi Games is an 8 minigame based event. And it wraps itself around gaining points for your team. Poxi Games has a very collaborative aspect, but don't get me wrong, there is a very individual aspect to it as well, since there's an individual leaderboard, and a lot of players ferociously compete to be on top of that. Then, well, I forgot, my bad. So there's several. The way Poxi Games work is that every version has several seasons in it. A version is the big update to it. Usually adds a minigame, removes one, obviously, since you have to replace it with another one. Modifies one of the games or two of the games. For example, in Poxi Games 3, we updated Heist with a very big update, which tripled its code. We also updated the race maps. So a season, so when you see PG, a number, that's the version, and then S means season, and then the last number is the season number. So far we're currently at Poxi Games 3 Season 3, and we're going to play Poxi Games 3 Season 4 next Saturday, so you can sign up for that if you want. So the typical Poxi Games runs on 4 teams of 3 players, unlike PGO. And so the first thing we have to do when the event starts, whether it's PGO or Poxi Games, is we have to line up here and look at this target block right here, so that we can have a nice screenshot with the background. I don't know if you've already seen that. And then we get a really short intro showing a bit of the games. After that we get... Does it show that? Yeah. Then we get the decision donut, which is how we choose which game we want to play. It's really important. I'll explain more on it later on. And then once we select our game, we play that game. The orders of the games matter a lot because there's a multiplier, which gets activated in the second half of the game. So as a result, the last game is worth 3 times, a total of the 3 first games. So the multiplier is only active, as I said, at the second half of the game, which is why you want to get your best games at the end and your worst ones at the beginning. And then after that happens, once we play all... So after all the 8 minigames, the 2 teams with the most amount of points go 1v1 in a minigame called the bridge, and whoever wins the bridge, not the most amount of points, the one that wins the bridge, wins the season. So that's about it. I'll let Lolo Guy explain his part. Oh wait, that's bridge, and then I'll just let Lolo Guy explain what PGO is, like he said. You said you would.
PGO is basically a normal Poxi Games season on the current version we're on. I don't know the exact version we're on right now, but we're playing the one that
Poxi
we
Games
played.
3.
That we're also going to play, I think, next season. And the thing that's different is that there's 4 players in one team instead of 3. And the teams are like centered around different communities, and this time I tried to get as many people together from live series communities, which I think worked, which was the main aspect. But we'll have other seasons where you can also apply still as a community, but we want to try to get as many different communities.
Now, sorry for the... now I'll explain the minigames. So I'll explain the minigames in this order, which is the coded order. When I first started coding the minigames, I made it in this order, and this is the order of basically everything, except when you actually select. So priority order is this order, and I explain it in the mini games explanation videos. This order, basically every time there's an order, this is the one you'll see. So the first minigame is the decision donut, which is the only minigame that doesn't give you points, where every team plays. So it works by you picking a minigame. When you get sent there, you get a damaged wooden sword and a special item. You vote for the minigame by standing on the section of your desired minigame. So, these things. It's really that simple. Killing is allowed, but if you can break blocks, it doesn't mean you should. So I encourage you to not break these blocks. You will get a warning if you do. If you die outside, in the outside death range, that's fine. That won't break anything. And once you die, obviously you can't vote. And obviously once you play the minigame, it turns grey and you can't play it anymore. Yeah, so anything you want to add, Lolo?
Have fun stabbing each other. And also keep in mind that the voting is very tactical. Vote the games that you want to play first or last.
Alright, so race. Race is a parkour minigame. This minigame has a very rich history, so once I release a video about the race's history, you should check it out, or yeah, that's about it. Race has 3 maps, though we're going to play 3 maps of the OG Dimensions, which was built by Lolo, but we're going to be playing Intersection. Intersection has been built by me and was used in Poxi Games 3 Season 2, and throughout the rest it's been Poxi Games, it has been the Intersection map. So the 2 things you need to know about this minigame outside of knowing the map is, first, there are usually 2 paths that you can choose, which is Emerald, Copper, 3 paths, Emerald, Copper, and Iron. So Copper is the easiest, Iron is middle, and Emerald is the hardest. In Intersection there is no Iron path, so it's either easy or hard. In Copper you cannot fail, but it usually takes you a lot more time, so you can't really gap people in Copper, but you can't fail either. So if you're good at parkour, I suggest you go Emerald, but if you're not that good, maybe try cherry picking which one you like more. Obviously you're allowed a training session for the map. Some of you guys already did it. If you didn't, I don't know why you missed that out. That's a very important thing, but yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
You could maybe do one after this.
We're definitely probably going to do this. So the second important thing is that you're not allowed to run on the ice. Never do this. You have a boat for that, so there's never a moment where you can run on the ice, which is an ice boat. So if there is ice, that means you have a boat and you should use that boat. You can, technically speaking, run on the ice if you're like at the very end of a checkpoint, or jumping on the ice to place your boat, but generally avoid running on the ice. And if you see anyone else run on the ice, please report it to me. On topic of ice boat racing, when you fail, you need to shift next to your boat, which will make the boat disappear and then give you a new one. It's kind of really important, because if you leave a boat in the middle of the track or on the side, that's just will bump into other people, so try and break your boat. Here's a demonstration. My bad. Wait, you can't play these? I swear I could play these. Oh, you can.
There you go.
Bad. So that's me failing and then crouching, and then so that's how it works. Just in case it wasn't straightforward enough, because some people don't understand when I say it. How race works is by these points here. That's your time since your last checkpoint. When you get to a checkpoint, you get points. And so as you can see, once I passed this checkpoint, I got a new amount of points, 19. This score goes down every second, and that amount of points you see will get added to you once you reach your next checkpoint. Total time is the amount of time you've been taking to complete your lap. And same as for these points, you have your total points, which is your lap points. Every time you complete a lap, it gets reset to a specific number depending on the map. I don't remember what it is. And every second it goes down. That's about it. If you complete all 5 laps, you get a lot of points, but that's never going to happen because this map is just not built that way. And that's about it. Do you want to add anything, Lolo?
No.
One last thing, race is the only minigame where you can see every player on your side of your screen. Usually you have to press tab. So if you're worried that you can't see your team points because some players are too good and, it's the only minigame, so you don't, yeah. So Hunt is, you take your basic, typical childhood hide and seek. You slap onto it a literal, you slap onto it a literal 7th gen CSH8 MK2 deep sea imaging sonar technology. Add some randomized rooms and you get Poxi Games Hunt. But more seriously, there's a center room. There's 8 rooms around it, which were selected randomly from a pool of 15 rooms. These rooms get reset every round. And yeah, you just hide. You can use sonar by shifting. It will tell you how many players are in a 15 block radius. So there's a video that explains this.
Here.
Remember, you can shift.
I know.
This was Poxi Games. Remember, try to switch from room to room and try and corner people in, because that always works. I won. For sure. Yeah.
Bro,
I saw a green guy.
What?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Each team gets Hunter. So.
Okay. What's there? Yellow?
I found a guy.
Found a guy right here.
Oh no. I'll just skip.
I mean, it's fine. You don't have to show the entire game.
No, I did want to show the end. Oh, wait, I guess enough. Yeah, I guess I don't have to show the entire game. I do want my laser. So like Hunt, Battle is pretty straightforward. Do you want to add anything to for Hunt, Lolo?
I know.
So like Hunt, Battle is pretty straightforward. You take your average PvP game, add a points per damage dealt system, and that's about it. I'm not going to go over the details of getting points because you basically get 1 battle point per half heart you do of damage. Battle now has 4 kits. They've all been coded in. And when
have you added it for PGO2 now?
PGO2? No,
just PGO.
No, I've added it for Poxi Games free season 4, so indirectly it impacts PGO because PGO is part of so we're the same version. So yeah, every time you kill a player, you get 2 golden apples, and on death, players don't drop their gear. So these are the 4. These are the 4 kits. I won't go over the enchantments. These potions are speed 2 and regen, by the way. I think if you want a screenshot, you can take it now. I'll skip right after. Lodo, you want to add anything?
No.
All right. I'll just say that the trims do match your roles, which I'll be explaining later on. Heist is really the most complicated minigame since its update. I already talked about the update. So I'll try to explain it, but again, it's kind of harsh. So if you really want to go and have an in-depth explanation, we can just, like me and anyone that wants that in-depth explanation, go in a VC. Lolo, if you want to add anything along the way, just say it. So Heist is basically a robbing game. Here's the map of it. You spawn in this van. Here's the bank. Bank has the valuables in it. And here's the warehouse. So remember, these are what I'll be talking about. Van, warehouse, and bank. The bank has 3 floors, 3 layers. Obviously, the higher you go, the more amount of points the better the valuables are, but it's harder to survive. In Heist, there are I'm gonna have to go drink. Give me a second, my throat's killing me.
In Heist, there are 3 blocks. You have iron, gold, and diamond. Iron is worth 1 point and 1 weight.
I'll keep it from here.
Yeah.
So Heist has 4 valuables: iron, gold, diamond, and netherite. Here's the value. Here's the weight. As you can see, netherite has no weight, so if you can grab it, literally just do. There's no drawback from doing so. Value is the amount of points you get once you bring back that valuable to the van, and weight is just like the more you weigh, the more you have negative effects. So try not to get too much weight. I won't tell you the sweet spot because that depends on who you ask, but I'll let you experience it when playing, because that's a canon event. So value translates directly to points once you deposit in the van. Weight is a different story. The more you weigh, the more you get negative effects. So you need to balance between value and weight. Up to here, it's pretty simple, and then Poxi Games 3's heist update comes into hand, and that destroys everything. So I'll try to explain the update. You have one sword, so you can kill mobs. You also have a stick to knock things out, so those you can use those. But please remember, punching a player, even just once, punching, like not even killing, just punching, hitting a player, that's not allowed. That will get you a warning. The stick and sword is for mobs, so use it only for mobs because you get 5 points per mob you kill. And you're gonna have a lot of targets to kill, so if you kill a player, and I'm not like kill it entirely and dedicate to killing them, you lose personally 150 points, and your entire team, every person in it, loses 100 points. And on top of that, your team captain and yourself gets a warning, depending. Your team captain might not, but most of the time they will. So don't kill players, it's not a good idea. When you break a diamond block, there's a slight chance that it spawns a netherite one, and same for gold, but gold's chances are really, really rare, so that's how you find netherite blocks. Netherite blocks don't spawn naturally, they just respawn if you break a diamond block. So blocks respawn once you break those. So here comes the upgrades. For a tier 1 upgrade, you need 1 netherite block and 4 mysterious, well, I mean dedicated block. I'll explain which ones they are. For tier 2, you need, I won't explain all of those. You can take a screenshot. There are 5 upgrades. The first upgrade is a death bonus. I think I call these bonuses, but I'll call them upgrades. So the death upgrade basically means that when you on death, you save like 5% of your value and add it directly to your points. So while you can say it's OP of, you know, getting points on death, those tiers really aren't that good. You don't get that much. I think it's not that bad, but I wouldn't prioritize it as your main upgrade you want to get. As you know right before, the tier 3 upgrades are really, really hard, so don't start thinking you'll manage those. I think the total, since the heist upgrade thing, there has been like 3 teams that have gotten a singular tier 3 upgrade, so don't think, you know, it's going to be really harsh. So you find these blocks inside the warehouse, so that was the massive building on the side. In the warehouse, wardens also exist, so, you know, don't make too much noise. And in it, you can find skulk shriekers. Those never respawn, so if you break them, you can strategically, you know, stop wardens from spawning there. These blocks do, though, so, you know, you won't ever run out of them. So damage bonus, I don't know, it just gives you a better sword, because the wooden one is really damaged and breaks really quickly. Then there's a value bonus, which adds value. It got nerfed like at 2 separate occasions, so it's not as good as it used to. So if you watch the seasonal videos, or you're just an old player or an OG player, it's not as good as it used to be. So it transforms the iron value from, you know, 1 to 3, gold 4 to 7. You know, I'll let you take a screenshot if you care. Weight bonus, unlike the value bonus, you don't get less weight from blocks. Instead, it just sets your initial weight lower. So at tier 1, that sets to -5 up to -20 for tier 3. You can't see these. This gets rounded up to 0. Well, not rounded, but it gets set to 0, so you don't see when you're in the negatives, but you are in the negatives. I fixed a bug where you wouldn't get the speed effect when you were at 0 weight, but now it's fixed, so you can definitely get the weight bonus. Did you want to add anything?
Nope.
Okay, well, I thought you were going to say something. Health bonus, which is the last bonus, it just adds you more hearts. Since you're new, I'll give you a tip. This is the bonus I go for first, because it helps you get more bonuses later on. But you do you. You can do what you want. So I think that's about it for heist. So do you want to add anything?
No, I think you did you? Yeah, you did go through everything.
Oh, by the way, to buy an upgrade, you have to go back to the van with the netherite and the, you know, these blocks, and then there's a sign, so you right-click that sign there. We can do a test trial run through heist if you want later on. Yeah.
Also, there are vaults in the bank, which are where the main blocks
Oh yeah,
are.
there are several vaults. In the corridors, there are scattered across the map some gold, but you won't find any diamond. On the second floor, there are several vaults and quote-unquote bunkers. The vaults are situated in the south side, but I don't think you guys know the positions. It's at the very back of the bank. And on the third floor, there is the quote-unquote main vault, where you have to go through a maze to go get it. And if you're inside here, there's like over 50 diamond blocks, but good luck reaching it. So extraction is just, I'm not gonna go explain how it works. I'm gonna let you watch it. Okay. So health is your XP bar, by the way.
Is this the last round?
Okay,
No,
nice.
no,
Nice.
we still have two rounds. Well, we have this one and one after.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, everyone follow me. Everyone follow. Sit together. Sit together. Wait.
Okay.
There's a guy at their
what?
spawns. So your main objective is to wipe out your enemy team and then capture a shift or extract at the black center point there. But
Hit
you'll
one.
see me do it.
Two. He's two. Cheetah's two.
He's one. He's dead. Jesus dead.
Cheetah's dead. Jung and Sam's over here. Wait, there's two of them.
They're all in our spawns. All in our spawns. All.
Yeah. One here.
Hit him once. Dragon's three.
I got the other guy. It's just Sam.
Where's Sam?
He's going towards his spawn. I didn't get to hit a single time in this
How
recording.
is he?
I should have select this one. But when you get hit, you need extract. And then by extracting, you go here and you have to shift all the way, because if you don't shift all the way, you'll fall back down. Do you have 2 crossbows on you? Alright, so that's that. Do you want to add anything, Lolo?
No.
There's 6 rounds, and it's the only game where you face one team at a time. Point-wise, you get 70 points by extracting, if 15 points per kill and 20 points per hit. And if you wipe out the enemy team, you get 20 points per player that's alive in your team. Or like every player that's alive gets 20 points. I'll skip this because now it's not necessary. Okay. Yo, pirates. So pirates is like, when you think of pirates, you should think of Bed Wars, because a lot of people tell me it's the same game. You have 7 spawns.
Is.
No, it's not. You have 7 spawns on your ship. This is a neutral ship. This one doesn't exist in the game, but pretend it has your team colors. You have 7 spawns, which are these things. Spawns are like buffers. It doesn't really change if you're on 7 or on 5 spawns. The only thing that changed is that if you don't have any more spawns left, instead of taking 5 seconds to respawn, you take 30, and you're considered quote-unquote out, even though you really aren't. And if you don't have any more spawns, you'll automatically spawn here. So when you kill a player in Pirates, you get 60 points, and you receive some items, which I'm not going to go over, but it is explained on our site, which I'll be showing you later. When you can break up spawn using your pickaxe, which is a netherite pickaxe. When you mine the spawn, your pickaxe disappears, and then it's given back to you 15 seconds after. So it's on cooldown. When you break a spawn, you get 125 points. Yes, that's that. And one big thing is that in Pirates, if you block off this ladder, Lolo will start swearing at you and you'll get warnings. So this ladder area...
I did not swear at Sam.
You destroyed him in the chat. If you block off this ladder,
I
you...
did destroy him because
No.
saying he didn't do it.
Stop yapping.
Okay, yeah.
If you block off this ladder using... because you can break blocks, so if you place a block here, or like, just don't block this ladder, let it accessible. Same for below ground. If you fill this entire thing with blocks, you will get a warning. You have to leave your boat accessible. So basically, after a fight, try and leave as many of this boat open and without blocks. Oh, by the way, there's a spawn here. I don't know if you noticed. Try and leave your boat with much space to roam around it, so it's easy for players to navigate through it, whether that's your team or others. Blocking off spawns by putting a block on top of it, that's like not allowed, obviously, and can get you killed instantly when you respawn due to a bug, so I wouldn't do that. So of course, when you're on someone else's ship, do not block this ladder. Don't. If you want, you can block yourself off inside this when you're getting a new pickaxe to mine it. But generally, try and avoid placing a lot of blocks on a ship. Do it on the bridges. Yeah, so that's about pirate. Don't fall. Don't fall is literally. Oh wait, did you want to add anything for pirates?
No, but Shawnee just said you should really make them that more clear, because blocking things off seems like a valid strat to me if I didn't know any better. And that's where this life is for. So you know, and it's also in the rules, I'm pretty sure.
It's in the rules. You can't block. What I mean by don't put a lot of blocks, I mean sometimes if you have blocks here, that's fine. But if you have a block vomit like all over your boat because you've been fighting, or you put a cage around this, it's not really allowed. I guess you can put you can build a structure around your boat, but try and leave your deck and your deck and the main ladder and whatever this is called clear. All right. So Don't Fall is literally a brain dead game. It's super simple. If you know the Grand Pacer test, this is the Grand Pacer test, which in French is a VMA test. I don't know if you know that. So I personally don't like this game because I think it's bad, but you can make your own opinion. So your objective is to go from here to there in under 30 seconds, which is always doable. So never rush. You have your time. This is an old map. This does not exist anymore. We updated it for all the OGs. The maps got changed. And Ducky, you come from the era where once you got to the other side, you had to stay on the other side. That got patched or like changed. Now you just have to go there, and then you can do whatever you want. You have 3 lives, and you lose your life. You lose your life if you're not on this green area, and if you have no more lives, you'll be here and have snowballs to rage bait other people.
They don't deal damage or
they don't. Yeah, they're just there to rage bait people. Since hitbox
will get like
progressively harder, like our Grand Pacer test.
Yeah.
And hitboxes are disabled, so you can't bump into people. And if too many people are in front of you, you can just wait, because 30 seconds is always enough to get to the other side. So that's about it. Oh, you also respawn at a random point, so you can just grab the parkour that's in front of you. You don't have to run around. I think that's about it, Lolo.
Yeah, that's it.
So I personally hate Spleef, because I'm the one that coded it.
Amazing game mode.
I'll let you do it, Lolo. If you don't explain everything, I will physically punch you after this.
Okay. Shit. Spleef. I mean, we all know Spleef. Amazing game. You have a shovel. At the start, you drop down. Don't worry, you don't instantly are able to mine the snow. It takes like a couple seconds before you're able to, so don't panic. When you mine snow, you get snowballs. I think it's every 4.
Sorry?
I think that's correct.
What do you say?
How many snow per snowball?
100 snow mined gets you. No, wait, no. Every 3 snow mined, you get 1 snowball, I believe, or it's 4. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
The same thing.
So 3 or 4, and every 100 snow you mine, you get a jump boost. It's not really a jump boost. You shift, and then you get levitation. You have to time it kind of okay to be able to make it to the next level, but that does mean you are able to go up to the next level. To get points, there's multiple ways. You can survive, just live. There's a timer that goes up and you get points. You can kill people, but the kill system is a bit weird.
Wait. By killing, he doesn't mean aggressively punching another player. You're allowed to punch players with your shovel, but you're not allowed to kill them with your shovel. I'll shut up now.
Yeah. So I mean, spleefing someone and then they fall to they're dead. But where they die, you have to stand in a small circle around that to get the points. But that also means if someone else kills someone and you get into that zone, you also get that points. Those points. And it's in a circle going vertically up till the roof, I'm pretty sure.
No, it stops before.
Another.
Yeah. It goes up to the top floor. It doesn't go to the roof because otherwise the people that would be waiting up top would also get the points.
I know. They get what I mean. the last way to get points is to stand on the top floor. Once it disappears, you get like 100 points, I think.
I have no
A
clue.
lot.
I'm not gonna
So
lie.
It's very important to stay always on the top level if you can. That's why the jumps, the levitation thing is very important. Yeah, and you can play as a team or you can just play the solo and just, yeah.
All right, so we just explained every minigame. There is one last
That was
one.
all mini games. That's right.
Yeah, that's all. There is another one which is Lava Run, but that's not part of Poxi Games 3 anymore. So the last minigame is Bridge. As I already mentioned, the last two teams. I'm not going to go over how Bridge works because everyone knows how Bridge works. Except that spectators.
If you don't say something in chat right now, please.
Yeah. The only difference with normal Bridge is that you go up to 5 points. First to 5 points wins, and also the game starts instantly. And once you score, it starts instantly, so there's no cooldown. You do have 5 seconds cooldown when you die, but that's about it. And you can just watch the videos if you care about, more in depth. So we're gonna go into the deeper stuff. So I think the second or third part. I think that's all right. So the deep. Lolo, I'm pretty sure you're not going to comment on anything of this because this is really technical. But if you do, then I'll be amazed.
Yeah.
By the way, great brief explanation. You guys can applaud Lolo. His explanation was actually very accurate. So first thing, slash triggers. Slash triggers. Since Poxi Games is coded in a data pack, I cannot make you guys give me information. You can't do commands, so I'm gonna have to use slash triggers. This is not a cap T. This is a normal T, not capital. I don't know why I messed this up. So slash trigger reports. Slash trigger reports. Both these two play a high pitched sound to me when you trigger it and start spamming me in the chat so that you have my attention. What this one means is that you saw a player do something bad, and I will probably join your VC in like under 4 or 5 minutes, or just after the minigame. Don't spam these because they do get really aggressive on my ears, and will jump scare me when you run those. These can be triggered by anyone in any team, so it's not only for team captains. Request help basically tells me that you need help, and it lets me decide whether or not I should pause the event. And it's not like you're spamming in chat, and it lets other people play while you do it. Both of these, after you trigger it, you have to do slash message little fox and explain your problem. I will not join your VC until I got a slash message little fox. So slash report, you explain who did something and what they did. Request help, what's the problem? Then there's 2 other triggers which are only for team captains. Slash trigger ready, which is used once a minigame ends to get on to the next minigame, and slash trigger request pause. This command, be extremely careful when you run this. This can get you banned because it pauses the event. So basically, instead of triggering this one, you can also just trigger this one. Pausing the event means that you need the code to stop, and for the code to stop, your reason needs to be very, very valid. If you want, for example, at the very end of a minigame, that's where your points gets added to the general points. So if a teammate disconnected and the game's about to end, and they're going to join back in a matter of seconds, that's a good excuse to pausing the event. Pausing an event jump scares everyone and can get risks of breaking the code. So be careful when you trigger this. So these are only for team captains. Events paused, like I just explained, you can pause the event. So during the event, it's possible that the event gets paused, as we just saw. This could be because of a team captain or just the host, which is me, sees that there is an issue and would rather pause the event than to let the issue arise and get more problems. So in that case, everyone is instantly warned that the events gets paused. Not a warning, but like warned. Your screen will tell you, and you will get blindness and slowness and so team captains. I think there's 3 out of 4 in this slide. Team captains, tell your team to stop moving. So you get those negative effects. And quick reminder, since the event is paused, the code does not run. So if you do something like, I don't know, move, the code won't account for it. So if you hit a player in battle during the event's pause, it won't count for it. So it's really stupid, and there's absolutely no benefit from, moving or doing things while the event is paused. So I'll ask you to pretend that you are also paused and stop moving entirely. By stop moving, I mean, my script. Stop doing anything.
Take your hands off the keyboard.
Yeah, basically. Don't shift, don't jump, don't eat in game, don't search your inventory, don't do anything. I guess you can turn your head around, but even that, be careful because you might be seeing stuff you shouldn't. Technically you're allowed to move your head, but but that's about it. So if I have to recap this, punching a player, moving, jumping, eating, shifting, or anything else is bannable.
I mean, shifting
in extraction or in spleef can get the code to fuck off. So generally, same for race, don't shift unless it's like heist or battle, I guess, but don't try to avoid shifting. I don't see why you need to shift when the event's paused. And if you see anyone do anything during the event's pause, like move around, please report them. You don't have to do /trigger report because obviously the game's paused, like the code's paused. So just say it. You don't even have to /message. You can just say it openly in chat. Once the event's back on, you will know because it will show it on your screen. And once it's back on instantly. There's no cooldown. There is technically cooldown. If you have the action bar with the text here and it didn't update and it's not showing the new value, that means the code's not back on. So you should maybe wait for that to get back on before moving.
There's definitely a race.
Yeah, well, I think I fixed race. I found a way around it, but yeah. Now pausing the game and pausing the event is really easy to do. I updated that and I spent a nice hour fixing the issues, so now it should be much faster between it showing you that the event's back on and actually being back on, because I used to have to type 2 separate functions. So after this, after the 4 minigames, you get the mid-event break. It's after, of course, 4 minigames. The break is supposed to last between 10 and 15 minutes. So don't leave to get food at some 15 away local restaurant to eat and take an hour to come back, which already happened. The break is supposed to last about 10 to 15 minutes. So whatever you do, be back. And if you're not back, we will probably start or get a backup for someone else to replace you. So please understand that you should only leave your computer for like 6 minutes and then get back. So grab something to eat on your next to your computer. Yeah, and that's about it. So that's what the mid-event break is. Warnings. If you get a warning, you get a warning when you do something you shouldn't. I've already said plenty of ways you can get warnings, but if you want to know more, you can just go to a dedicated Discord channel, warnings, and see what everyone did, which they shouldn't have had done. If you get free warning-ish in a season, maybe more, depends on how bad they were, you will get banned, and 5 or more total, you will also get banned. But again, you can ask to have one last chance, which already happened before with Koala and another guy. I'm not sure what's gonna happen after, so I'm not gonna say it's a very good idea to go up to 5 warnings and then just plead for getting a second run. Also, I forgot to say, but when you're in Poxi Games, you're not allowed to leave a server. If you get warnings and you get too many warnings and you quote unquote get banned, you are still allowed to stay till the end of the season. So if you don't keep breaking rules, imagine you got your 6th warning at the first minigame in the season, you're allowed to stay till the end, and you are recommended to stay to the end because that warning can be debated upon if you don't do stupid stuff till the end. Outside of warnings, there's so every free season you lose a warning, and it's not up to me to remind you that you lose a warning. So if you played free season, tell me and I'll remove your warning. The free seasons, for example, if I get a warning in season 2, and I already played in season 1, I only lose that warning at season 5, and then etc. So from season 5, if I already had 2 warnings, I lose one and I'm back to 1, and then 3 seasons later, I lose the other one. So if you do have 5 warnings total, it will take you 15 seasons to lose all of them. But we might change this to a 2. I don't know, Lodo, if we should. Outside of warnings, there's theoretical warnings. A theoretical warning isn't the same thing as a warning, but can be. It's like it's a warning for a warning, but that warning can count as the actual warning depending on how many T warnings you do. Yeah. So there's I didn't have time to go do separate things for all of these, so I'm just going to quickly keep the same slide. So there's a custom texture pack for Poxi Games. You're technically not allowed to use an extra custom texture pack, except if it's for performance, or if it's just decorative and doesn't actually impact the game. But that's for texture pack. For example, low fire, I wouldn't. Low fire, low shield, those things I wouldn't put them on because it gives you an advantage people don't have. Mods aren't allowed, except if it's performance mods. The only mod...
Without question from Shawnee, where can I find the resource pack?
So, normally that automatically gives it to you, but who's Shawnee? Did it say CJ?
That's Johnny.
Oh, sorry. Hi, CJ. That texture pack should automatically upload it on your when you join the server, but it has seemed to not been working that well recently because I need to fix it with the other dev, DragonSam. If I don't get that fixed by tomorrow, I'll give you a link to a page where you can download it. And then if you don't know how to put on a texture pack, I guess Lola's going to help you, or your team captain or someone else. Recording is allowed and replay mod is allowed. Replay mod is only allowed if you are recording for a video, not to steal people's tactics. And recording is 100% allowed if you have the consent of your teammates. You can pretty much do whatever you want with your recording after that. If you record, I'm going to ask you to send me your recordings so that I can compile them inside a nice seasonal video for the Poxi Games channel. I don't know if you ever saw the Poxi Games channel, but it exists. So yeah, if you tell me you're going to record and you don't record or don't send me your recording, you will get a warning, because if so far no one except Lolo have ever given me a recording, even though they said they would, so that's not great. So roles, there are some roles, as you might seen when you joined the server. There's the tester role, which lets you test things, I guess. You can ask for these. There's some ping roles. There's after the test roles, there's a dev roles, which is the role of people that are devs. Devs have win charges when they are in the lobby, so if you see people with win charges, those are devs. You also get a custom trim. There's a Lava Rise role, which means you played in Lava Rise, which I'll explain right after.
Oh, it's here.
Sorry?
It's not as here. Wait, we left. Hold on.
Oh.
No clue.
So role-wise, you can...
Matteo, I'm going to go to the toilet real quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, don't worry. There's the helper role, which currently only DragonSam and Lolo and myself have. So if you have any questions and I'm not online, you can just ping that role. And then that's about it for the roles. Lava Rise is a side hand, or I mean like side event for Poxi Games. It's, as the name indicates, a Lava Rise. It lasts about 40 minutes, and it's way more chill than Poxi Games. So there's practically no rules. I mean there is, but they're all obvious, like no X-raying or no hacks, those type of rules. I cannot see when you chat now because Lolo's not here, so sorry if I don't answer you. Yeah, so Lava Rise is you only need to fill in that one form that Poxi Games also requires. So yeah, read the rules. There's the server rules and there's the event rules. Read both of these. It'd be stupid you break those. So streaming, you're allowed to stream, and when I mean stream on YouTube or on Twitch, not stream your Discord thing. If you stream your Discord screen and you expect to invite people into your Discord voice call for them to watch it, that's not allowed. Especially since the voice calls, you're only allowed to be in your designated voice call, which is indicated in the Discord channel, as you can see here. Ooh, wow, a lot of chats. Alright, so you're only allowed to be in voice chats. I'm sad Lulu left because of what I was about to say. Voice chat wise, you're only allowed to be in your voice call, and you're never allowed to switch until the end of the event. You're not even allowed to leave them, but that can be debated. If you do leave, the only time anyone can change VC is me, or when the event's paused, Lulu will change to my VC. Grab information that explains why the event's paused, and then joins yours explaining what happened. Is there? No. Okay. Before we go on to the history, which is the last point, form-wise, I will quickly go over those because a lot of people don't understand how these works. So there's only up to now I think 4 types of forms. There's the PG3 RRF, which is the rating form, which just gives your rating. You don't have to fill it ever in unless like I ask you to, but Then there's the EFPG and then a number behind that. That one gets you into a Poxi Games. So EFPG 3 is to get into Poxi Games 3, and then a version of it because I want to split it up for seasons. There is also this one, EFCPG, which is the community enter form. If you fill this one, it lets you go into Lava Rise, Egg Hunt, Fortitude, and all of the other side events. So it's not dedicated only for Poxi Games, but you need to fill this form for Poxi Games. Not necessarily for PGO because Lolo decided it wasn't necessary, but I would have had forced it. And then for Poxi Games Origin, it's this one. I'll make another form for you to rate live, but I thought there was going to be more than 5 people spectating. But yeah, thanks for being here. Last one is the history of Poxi Games. So once we get over this, we are finished and we can go on the server, I guess. Yay! My voice is destroyed. That's insane. So this is us, and then we'll travel through the history. I don't know these dates by heart. I was making this right before the live starts, so I might be off. But the 10th of so this date, 10th of 7th, is the July 10th, is the first ever season, Poxi Games 1, Season 1. It took place on an Eterno server on an SMP, which is a side Poxi Games server. But at the time, Poxi Games didn't exist, so it was called the quote-unquote tournament. It was created because a friend of mine had just bought Minecraft, and he wanted to catch up with our gear, so I thought we would make an event for him to be able to, catch up gear with a prize at the end. Of course, that pricing hasn't stayed by, and you don't actually get the prize if you win Poxi Games, but so after that, a dev team was created, and we worked around, building Poxi Games. Poxi Games 1 Season 1 was not coded, was entirely made with in-game command blocks, or just, straight up me typing commands, or none of them. So it was, only 4 players played it, so I'd be surprised if you knew. Yeah. So then we jump to the next day, which is the creation of the Discord server. And then we work our way through coding making and coding Poxi Games, which had a completely different list of minigames, which I don't remember. For example, Race wasn't supposed to be a part of it. Don't Fall wasn't supposed to be a part of it. Spleef wasn't supposed to be part of it. Heist wasn't supposed to be part of it. Was supposed to have a lava run extraction, not extraction. Yeah, it was supposed to have extraction, CTP, and other minigames, but those aren't a thing anymore. So we worked our way, and then on the 17th of the 10th, so 17th of October 2024, we planned the Poxi Games 2 Season 2 release. And yes, Poxi Games 2 is the only version that starts with Season 2 and not Season 1. Because originally we thought that every season we'd go up and wouldn't change it by the version. I just choked on water. What? So that was the Poxi Games 2 Season 2, except that it didn't work out and I didn't finish coding everything, so we had to postpone it. And we postponed it for a long time, till the 3rd of January 2025, when, no, it wasn't Poxi Games 2 Season 2. It was one of the devs, Roldal, his friends got on and destroyed the lobby, and destroyed every minigame, and then destroyed well, not the code because the code was on my computer, but you get what I mean. Destroyed most of the thing. We lost a huge part of the project. Luckily, Roldal actually gave me a backup. It was kind of old, so I lost progress. But you know, if it works, it works. After that, we kind of low-key didn't do much until Poxi Games launched its side event, which was Lava Rise. Lava Rise being launched. It was the first one with success of Poxi Games. We also did Egg Hunt and then Planned Fortitude after that. Fortitude did not work out though. 30 minutes. After that, we got 6th of 7th, which is right the day before that. I went out with a friend watch F1, which is a great movie in my opinion, and that inspired me to make the minigame Race, which is the first ever Poxi Games 2 coded minigame, or recoded because a lot of time passed and I learned how to code in MC Function, which is a horrible language. So that's the first ever Poxi Games 2 coded minigame. After that, we got the trailer of Poxi Games 2. A lot of minigames were coded here, and actually between here and here, I coded half of Poxi Games 2 in a car in Sweden, in Norway, because you know, I don't know, I was bored. And then we got Poxi Games 2 Season 2. So that it took a lot of time. It took like 1.5 years to code. Luckily, so Lolo played in this season. Most of Ducky, you also played in that season, and yeah, that went well, I guess. I don't remember what happens on this date. Neither on this one. I think this one is the announcement of story mode is this day, and which hasn't been released yet. We're still quote unquote working on it. And then Lava Rise Season 2 is this version, which we haven't done a lot of Lava Rise because technically speaking, there's a Lava Rise every Saturday. There isn't another event. It's just no one shows up, or I forget asking people. But if you're interested in Lava Rise, you can definitely just ping me the next Saturday. Technically, next Saturday there is Poxi Games free season 4, but we'll see. So Poxi Games Lava Rise season 2 and Poxi Games story mode, which is the lore about the lobby, because there's a huge amount of lore inside the lobby. There's a lot. I'm not gonna go over it. You'll see it in story mode. Then 10th of January is the last ever season of Poxi Games 2, and it's our leap of faith to go over to Poxi Games 3, which has never, of course, we've never changed version before, so I wasn't sure how well it was gonna work. After a month though, it did work out, and Poxi Games 3 was born, yay! And now we're at Poxi Games 3 Season 3. And the last date on this thing is tomorrow with PGO, which is our side event. Well, thanks for coming over, PGO, because most of you are. And that's about it. That's the end of quote-unquote live. Thanks for, being here. And
give an applause for Mateo, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Am I not allowed to use something like vanilla? I'm pretty sure you're not allowed that now.
Depends. I know what's in vanilla tweaks.
Code actually finished, but these two aren't coded yet, so don't expect to be able to use Lava Rise or Poxi Games Origins. It will just bring you to will be added page. On Poxi Games, you have the minigames, versions, and players page. Players page isn't fully done yet, so you might see that we're here twice. Ignore that. It's still being updated and might. Okay, it does work. Wait, it works? Oh, no, it's okay. It's still bugging me. So ignore the players page. Minigame wise, which is the part I take care of, you have every minigame, and in it you have a quick introduction, how it works, and then logs, and in some of them, like extraction, you have records. Yeah.